How did T.I. become financially free? We will be talking about his music and investments. Starting with some background, T.I., also known as T.I.P., born Clifford Harris Jr., is an Atlanta-born music artist and investor who had a big play in getting the popular trap music to where it is today. T.I. started rapping at 9 years old, taking up the name T.I.P. early on in his career, standing for 10-inch playa. He eventually changed his name to T.I. in respect to artist Q-Tip once he signed his first label deal at 19 with LaFace Records. While achieving mainstream success with music, T.I. would cross-promote his brand into acting, making him the money he needed to go all in into the investing world. Now, before we talk about his investments, we need to talk about his music and label. Going into music, T.I. has released 28 total projects throughout his career so far, of which 11 are studio albums. Of his 11 studio albums, 5 have been certified platinum, equivalent to 1 million sales each, which include multi-platinum albums like the 2008 2x platinum Paper Trail and the 2006 2x platinum King. Other singular platinum albums include 2003 Trap Music, 2004 Urban Legend, and 2007 T.I. vs. T.I.P. From the platinum albums I just mentioned, that is 7 million albums sold, not including the success he has had on singles or being a featured artist. With those consistent high sales, specifically between 2003 and 2008, is where T.I. pushed trap music forward to where it is today, making millions from it. As for his label situation, T.I. originally signed his first label deal with Artista Records, an imprint under LaFace Records, in 2001. He would release his debut studio album, I'm Serious, with sales of 210,000, which was considered poor at the time, leading T.I. to ask to be released from the label, which was granted. From there, he would start his own label, Grand Hustle Entertainment, now Grand Hustle Records, in 2003 under a distribution deal with Atlantic. Artists currently signed or who have been signed to Grand Hustle include Travis Scott, DJ Drama, Killer Mike, Meek Mill, B.O.B., and many more. T.I. has an empire under his belt with Grand Hustle that has achieved high album sales, going over 13 times platinum or gold from albums under the label. Grand Hustle is still operational with T.I. as the head, however they are currently being distributed through Epic Records. When it comes to music, T.I. not only built a massive name for himself as a leading figure in trap music, but also brought others along with him, leading to long-term success for current major artists. Now, before we get into investments, I just want to briefly talk about T.I.'s acting career, as that was important to build himself a personal brand outside of music. T.I. has been featured in over 128 movie and TV shows throughout his career so far. He first started in 2006 in the movie ATL and has been featured in major movies like American Gangster, Get Hard, both Ant-Man movies, and more. We are talking about major movies. Even though he might not be the main character, he still has a 20-year career, having some prominent roles that built the T.I. brand and paid him out well along the way. Okay, now that we have talked about his music, his label, and acting, we can talk about my favorite section, and that is investments. To start things off, it is important to note that T.I.'s investments come from his division in Grand Hustle Tech, but also in group ventures like T.I.P or his personal investments. One major investment in T.I.'s career came with the Buy Back the Block real estate, in which T.I. looks to buy back the neighborhood he grew up in. So far, he has purchased 8 lots in the area, which include both residential and commercial properties. Recently, T.I. and Killer Mike partnered to buy the respected Bankhead Seafood restaurant that closed its doors after being open for 50 years. The duo bought the property in 2018 after the restaurant originally closed and reopened in 2021 after renovations to remain a staple in the community. T.I. has also purchased multiple affordable living complexes in the area and is currently building a new complex for residents. These are great investments by T.I. as he is diversifying his portfolio deeper in real estate with both commercial and residential, while providing a deeper meaning, creating a better place from where he grew up. T.I. is very invested in the startup world, especially when it comes to tech companies. In 2016, T.I. invested into the startup at the time, Moolah Mobile, which provides free wireless phone services for low-income families. This is done through an app that then displays sponsorships during use like YouTube or really any free phone service. Moolah Mobile is increasing resources for those who need it and was a big move by T.I. into the startup startup world. That isn't the only tech startup T.I. has invested in. Back in 2017, he invested into the logistics tech company Sudo. Sudo is a marketplace that connects large shipping companies to contract smaller trucking companies for services. Sudo is a win-win, as these larger shipping companies can have more options for trucking, while the smaller trucking companies get to make connections with larger shippers and build their business. Both of these TI startup investments are solving real-world issues, which is important for success. Lastly, I wanted to quickly touch on T.I.'s investment in the Trap Music Museum located in Atlanta that hosts displays and events around the history of trap music. This includes displays from T.I. and 2 Chainz, who both had a major push to where music is today, especially in Atlanta. They also have events like escape rooms and happy hours. This is just a really cool investment from T.I. as it shows the history of music, which he played a big part in. Overall, when it comes to investments, these are just a few that T.I. has been public on. As I mentioned, he is part of investment groups like T.I.P or Grand Hustle Tech that have opened more opportunities for him. His portfolio is very diverse, not only being invested in startup and established companies, but also diving deep into real estate. T.I. has a growing investment empire that seems to be a major interest in him moving forward. This leads me to the question, what is next for T.I.? He has announced that he plans on retiring from music after his next and 12th studio album, Kill the King, that does not have a release date yet. Will it really be his last album or an extended break is something we will have to see. The main direction that T.I. has been shifting towards over the past 10 years has been with investments. I think we will see a lot more in real estate, not only buying back the block from where he grew up, but with locations across the United States. T.I. is very interested in tech companies, whether they are startup or established companies, so I think we will see a lot more from that in T.I.P or Grand Hustle Tech. I'll be sure to cover any new investments from T.I. on my channel. What is next for T.I.? Shifting his focus from the music business to his investment business. In summary, T.I. has had a legendary career building up a subgenre in music to where it is today, while crossing into different avenues like acting or investments, building an empire for himself. His sales numbers and the careers he has helped build reflect the importance he has had in music, solidifying his place in history. From what he has built up over the span of his 20-year career, his personal brand is more than just a music artist or an actor, but a successful businessman working on his legacy financially free. And that is how T.I. became financially free. I hope you found this video informational. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, as well as let me know who I should talk about next. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.